I've always admired Tudor for their design and history, but whenever I tried one, I always found them too thick, chunky, and inelegant. They never really worked for my 6-inch wrist. That is, until Tudor released the Blackbay 54 last year. Now I have a ton of thoughts about this watch, and this is going to be a long video, so you better take a seat and grab that popcorn. And for you, impatient fellas, here's how I've broken down the video. Feel free to skip to the part you want to see. But stick around to watch the whole thing if you want to see a crazy person blabber about his love for an inanimate object for 10 plus minutes. For some background, this watch was announced at Watches and Wonders last year and stirred up a lot of excitement among people. I am people. And I was very excited about this watch. I even registered my interest at a couple of ADs, but for the longest time, none of them had this in stock, or so they told me. During my wait, I made a video or two stating how much I wanted this watch. And at the end of November, one of the ADs finally came through and offered me the watch. My expectations were high, but I was worried that I would be disappointed when I actually had the watch in person. But boy was I wrong. I fell in love with the watch. Yeah, I'm an absolutely weird individual. I love watches. But you're the one listening to me talk about them. So I guess you're a fellow weirdo too. Nice to meet you. Over the past few months, I've grown to like the watch more and more, and I just wondered why. After spending an unhealthy amount of time trying to quantify it, I've come up with what I believe are the 7 pillars that make a good watch. They are the design, the case and crown, the movement, the bracelet or strap, the wearing experience, the brand heritage, and finally the price. The Blackbay 54 does very well across every single pillar in my opinion. Just for fun, I'll give the Blackbay a score out of 10 in each pillar, and let's see what the final score is at the end. The design of the 54 is inspired by vintage Tudor and Rolex Submariners. And although I appreciate those designs, I'm not crazy about them like some others. In general, I'm not a huge vintage guy. Which is why I was surprised that I fell in love with the 54's design as soon as I laid my eyes on it. Sorry for being dramatic, but something about the design just spoke to me. I loved the combination of the black dial and bezel with the white markers, gold text and minute ring, and subtle gold accents throughout. The black and gold combination is just such a winner. Just look at the light play here of the yellow and cream elements of the dial with the light. Because of this, at times, the dial almost appears more appealing in softer lighting conditions. The black face contrasted by the gold and white markers makes the dial highly legible in any scenario. As for super low light, the lume on the watch is plenty bright and glows with a green hue. This is a dive watch after all. Finally, the domed sapphire crystal on top of the case really elevates the look of the watch with all the distortions it offers. I'm a big fan of domed crystals and I feel that more watches should use them. I give the design a 9.5 out of 10. This Blackbay measures a relatively compact 37mm in diameter and has a lug-to-lug measurement of just under 46mm with 20mm lugs. But one of the best features of the watch is the thin profile, standing just over 11mm tall including the domed sapphire crystal. These dimensions make the watch wear like a dream on my small 6-inch or 15.25cm wrist. For comparison, the regular Blackbay 54 is bigger and thicker in all metrics, and it wears like a much bigger watch. Personally, I'm strongly of the opinion that the 54 wears way better and is a far better watch in general. Yeah, come at me Blackbay 58 boys. The aluminium and steel unidirectional dive bezel is toned down compared to the Blackbay 58 with a white pip instead of a red one and no minute hashes. I like it. It's also super tactile and easy to use. The only complaint I have with the case is the screw down crown. While the svelte crown on the 54 is in line with the sleek and elegant overall look, it's just a bit harder to operate compared to a fatter crown. This is a minor nitpick, but even a 10% bigger crown would have made the winding and setting experience more premium. Tudors like Rolexes don't feature open case backs. That's the case here as well, with a solid case back protecting the caliber MT5400 powering the watch. Score for the case, 9 on 10. The MT, or Manufacturer Tudor 5400, is an in-house movement made by Tudor's movement manufacturer Canesi. Like the other pillars, This movement is again excellent for the price. This 4Hz automatic movement beats at a smooth 4Hz or 28,800 bph and has a power reserve of 70 hours and features hacking seconds. Not only is it a workhorse, but it's an accurate workhorse. The MT5400 is a COSC certified movement, which means that the movement is guaranteed to run no worse than -4 to +6 seconds a day and is tested in 5 positions for accuracy. In my day-to-day use, I found the watch running very well, with a deviation of just about 2 seconds per day. The watch also comes with a 5-year warranty for peace of mind. The only improvement I could see here is a METAS certified movement like some other Tudor watches. But overall, it's an excellent movement, 9 on 10. I had heard so much about Tudor bracelets and especially the T-Fit clasp. I finally got to experience it now, and I can say it was worth the hype. The oyster style bracelet is solid and well constructed. It looks good and feels decent on the wrist. The finishing on the bracelet is really good and the quality is evident. However, this isn't the most comfortable bracelet I've used, especially when worn for long durations at a stretch. Now don't get me wrong, it's a solid bracelet, but I'm used to Rolex's oyster bracelet, which is probably why I have unrealistic expectations. But I still wish Tudor could somehow make the bracelet a little more comfortable. The T-Fit clasp on the other hand is amazing. I love the convenience of being able to change the bracelet size on the fly, and I use this feature almost daily. I actually took this watch with me to Mumbai. For those who don't know, Mumbai is like 500 degrees warmer than America's northeast. And due to the heat, my wrist did expand significantly by almost 5 millimeters on some days. But being able to loosen the bracelet up to a link's worth or about 10 millimeters was a lifesaver. And the mechanism works great, I love it. Also, having a 20mm lug width lets you swap out the bracelet and put on straps pretty easily. I enjoyed wearing this watch on a rubber strap for a more sporty look, as well as on a leather and suede strap for a more subdued, dressy look. I think those combinations work great with the watch. What do you think? For the score, the bracelet itself is a 7, but the T-Fit clasp is a 9, so I'll give the bracelet an 8 out of 10. This, for me, is one of the easiest watches to wear. What do I mean by that? I think this watch can go with any outfit, anytime, anywhere. I can wear it with a t-shirt and shorts as well as with a suit. It can be worn to the beach or up on a mountain. The watch is robust enough and the 200 meters water resistance is an added benefit. The T-Fit clasp also eliminates the hassle of adding or removing links with temperature changes. The smaller size also means that it works great with my 6-inch wrist. Quite simply, the watch just works without fuss. Maybe I should learn something from it. I've been treating this watch like a true go anywhere do anything watch since I bought it in November. I wear it all the time and I don't baby it. That's why it's picked up so many scratches. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm not affected by them at all. Now, being a smaller watch with a sub 46mm lug to lug distance, it works great on many wrists. But there are some who refuse to listen. Here's my girlfriend's preferred watch, a Garmin Venue 2. This is the best watch according to her. I'm tired of telling her that she's missing out on real watches, but she refuses to listen. Please help me convince her by dropping a comment down below. Maybe all of you can open her eyes finally. Now here's the Tudor Blackbay 54 on her 5.5-inch wrist. As you can see, the watch actually looks really good on her. And I would recommend this watch to wrists as small as 5 inches. If you've got a wrist smaller than 7 inches, you'll be really happy with this watch. However, as I mentioned earlier, I find the bracelet a bit uncomfortable when worn for the whole day. Had the bracelet been better, the watch would have scored a perfect 10 on 10. But for now, I'll rate my wearing experience as an easy 9 out of 10. This one might be contentious. Many people still think of Tudor as the poor man's Rolex. While the Tudor brand was created for a more budget-conscious buyer, it has evolved into a very well-known and respected brand. Obviously, it's no Rolex, and it will never be. But it doesn't have to be. Not being bogged down by the Rolex name lets Tudor have the freedom to be more creative with its watches. The perfect example is this watch in my hand. A smaller dive watch that Rolex will never make. It's okay, it's fine. I don't need a Submariner. I'm not crying, you are. So although watch snobs will diss Tudor, enthusiasts and budget-oriented folks rate it highly, 8 out of 10. This watch is priced at $3,900 on the bracelet or 3700 with the rubber strap. Now I realize that this isn't cheap. Most people, most sane people, wouldn't spend so much on an outdated piece of technology. But we, the watch enthusiasts, are different. We appreciate the finer things in life, right? At least that's what I tell myself. Helps me sleep at night. I think the watch offers a lot for this price. A lot. Is there a better watch than the Blackbay 54 in this price segment? I'm not sure. Perhaps I'm just unaware, which is totally possible. Let me know if you think another watch beats the 54 in terms of value for money. But I feel like this is the best sub $5,000 watch, especially if you're looking for a more compact dive watch. However, the watch will not hold its value very well, and I've seen these go for under 3,000 on the secondary market already. If that bothers you, don't buy anything other than a Rolex. If it doesn't, congratulations, go buy any watch you actually like. Given the value the watch offers, but considering its depreciation, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for price. So the watch scores the following for each pillar, giving it a total score of 60.5 out of 70. Certainly higher than what I scored during my engineering degree. Anyway, in conclusion, I think that the Blackbay 54 is the best dive watch you can buy for a small wrist. The thin 36mm diver is perfectly wearable on my 6-inch wrist. The case and design are really simple yet refined. The movement powering the watch is accurate and reliable. The bracelet is good, the clasp is excellent, and the watch offers very good value for money. Most importantly, this is an easy watch to wear. While some may say that the watch design is so simple, it's boring, I'll say that simplicity is often the hardest to achieve. Perhaps that's why I love my Blackbay 54 so much. What are your thoughts on this watch? Do you like it, or is there something you don't? I'd love to hear your opinions. That's all from me today. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video. But if you're not ready for that kind of commitment yet, feel free to hit the like button instead. These videos take a lot of time and effort to make, and your support really helps out small channels like mine. I hope you have a great day and see you soon.